Hey, dudes and dudettes, Mr. Theorist here, and welcome back to... Actually, not welcome back, welcome to a new series I'm doing called Movie Defender, where I'm taking a movie that I personally have quite a love for, that other people are a bit with or totally don't like. I'm going to give you my personal opinion as to why I really enjoy them. This first one's a little different to what I'm going to usually do because it's part of it's two movies that's part of a whole. As you can tell by the title and the thumbnail, I'm covering the Matrix trilogy. Not the first one, totally, because most people love the first film. This is more of the second and third one because for some reason people aren't big fans of the second and third one, and personally I don't see why. This is what this video is going to be. Hopefully I'm going to get round to doing some more. It will depend on, personally, the movie that I choose and whether I can get the video out. I'm not going to prioritise them over my theory videos because as this is Mr. Theorist channel. I know there's been a lot of Ramble reactions, but there's retros that we're trying to just get into the channel to see what you guys think. And the definite one you guys will actually kind of enjoy. It's quite cool. Yeah, anyway. The first one is on The Matrix Reloaded and The Matrix Revolution. Because I love them as a trilogy. As much as people don't want them to admit, this is a trilogy. Okay? My argument for the fact they're a trilogy is people say the original Star Wars films are a trilogy. Well, if they're a trilogy, then the Matrix movies are a trilogy. Because the first Star Wars film was written as a standalone. The rumour that there was part of a saga wasn't true. And then the first film did really well, so they made Empire and Jedi. It's the same as the first Matrix film did really well as a standalone, so they then decided to make Reloaded and Revolution. So, with that said, let's get into it. So, the way I'm going to be doing these movie defenders is I'm going to pick out things that I hear a lot of people complain about, and then kind of give you my personal view on why they actually work for the movie, as in defending them. Hence the saga, the reason of this channel, Movie Defender. So it has 3 points. The first one is the CGI. Okay, CGI is something that people really hated about Reloaded and Revolution. They thought that it was overused, that there was far too much of it, and it broke the movie. Why do I think it works? Well, if we look at the first film, there is minimum amount of CGI and a lot of real work stuff. Like when Neo is dodging bullets and stuff, they made that as realistic as they could without having to use CGI. And then as you get to Reloaded and Revolution, they use more and more CGI. I have a very simple argument for this, and that is, first Matrix movie, Neo is learning off the Matrix. He is slowly becoming the one. If you understand what I mean by quotation marks, go watch my other Matrix video, I'll leave a link in the description. And he's just a normal person. He doesn't fully understand what the Matrix is until the end of the film. And that's when we start to get into my argument, is that the Matrix itself looks realistic at first. Then we see more computer generated of it because we are becoming like Neo. We are seeing through the code. We are not seeing a real world where people live and thrive. We are seeing a computer-generated world. So as the movies go along, the CGI becomes more and more because we are seeing the Matrix less as this realistic simulation and more of just this fake computer-generated reality. Because in the Reloaded, yes, you get some CGI. You have the Smith fight with Neo, but then by the third film, you have this full-on God-level fight that happens where they're both flying and kicking each other and very silly. And that's because by the third film, Neo doesn't notice the Matrix anymore as this realistic simulation. He just sees it as ones and zeros. It's just code to him. So for all we see, we don't see nice looking simulated whatever city. I think it's possibly New York or something. But instead we just see computer generated. We see almost cartoony-esque characters and stuff. Because that's what we are. That's all the movie has become to us. It is nothing more than the simulation that we can see now. That's my first argument. Second one is the architect. People really dislike the whole architect conversation and what he ends up saying at the end of it. Spoilers ahead. Well, I've probably already spoiled things, but if you're going to click on this video, I hope you've already seen the Matrix movies. I don't want to spoil anything for you because they're amazing, all three of them. Yeah, and people don't like not only the fact it sounds like he's talking total gibberish, but also that he basically turns around and says, "Oh yeah, by the way, this is not the first version of the Matrix. You're not the first version of the one. You are just part of a system, part of a whole equation." And points 2 and 3 are kind of merged together. So, people don't like it because they all of a sudden get this thing of, oh, so the whole point of freedom and everything doesn't exist. Well, that's the whole point. The first film makes the argument that Neo is free, is that everything he does, he makes a choice. But then by the end of the film, he realises, actually, no, he was always meant to do this. He's always meant to get to this point. Then we find out, yeah, but being the one doesn't make you free. In fact, actually makes you another tool for the system. And I love that. I think it's great that the first film gives you this real sense of he's a hero, he's going to beat the system, he's going to destroy the machines, and humanity's going to be saved. And the second film goes, no, that's not going to happen, because we still control everything. And yeah. And that brings us to our third point, which is this is it's not really something people complain about, it's something people misconceive. I know it's a personal thought, but I think that I kind of can get what was going off here. Is the whole Zion thing, and people thinking that Zion is another computer program. It's very much a yes and no, this point is people don't like the idea, okay, the real world itself is just another layer, so what's the point? But at the same time, that's the point. Is Zion isn't quite a computer program, but it is another level of control. Because the whole point of the Matrix universe is it's meant to be that humanity thinks it's in control when you're inside the Matrix, but then when you're freed, you find out, no, actually the machines control your world, but then you got Zion. But then it finds out that actually Zion is actually being controlled. And it's something that has to exist when you're accepting the mythology of the Matrix world. And that is that humanity needs to feel it is free and makes choices without actually making any choices. Because Zion has to exist in order for humanity to exist as the crop that machines want. If you just have a second level of the Matrix, then humanity would go, well, we're still inside the system. But they have a real life Zion they can go to, but then when the time comes and the resistance force gets too much, it's, okay, reset. Not because it's a program, it's because it's something they've allowed to exist, so humanity's subconscious belief of we need to be free and fight the system can be there with the system still controlling them. But then you find out by the end of the film that even this doesn't work, and that actually the machines have got it wrong. That them controlling humanity either through the Matrix or through Zion isn't going to work. And that's why right at the end there is peace, because the only way for humanity and machine to one to win over the other is they would both have to be destroyed. So for them both to exist, they both have to live in peace. And Zion is just a physical world. That, yeah, the machines control, but only to an extent where they can reset it when they need to. It's a real life place. It's not just another program. There is the Zion security system that's a program. That's something humanity thinks it's built or might have built. It doesn't really say. But Zion itself is real. And they're the 3 points, guys, that I hear people complain about. But I hope in my video I've kind of given you an idea as to why they do work in the trilogy. The CGI becoming a bit too much. The architect explaining the ideology of machines. And Zion being another level of control while not being another level of control. These are all things that if you watch the first film, they do merge together. You actually sit down and watch all 3 films, they merge well as a trilogy. I was someone for a while that didn't realise The Matrix was a solo movie. I thought it was a trilogy. And even after I watched videos where they've gone, well, the first Matrix movie was made, and then these were made. You watch them as a trilogy, you will see they merge really well. It's like the Star Wars movies. They merge well. I mean the originals, not the prequels. I know people have issues with them, and I might actually be defending them at some point, maybe. I don't know yet. There's a little foreshadowing for you guys possibly on this channel. But yes, so guys, I hope my personal opinion has... I don't want to argue against anyone that doesn't like the Matrix movies. Because at the end of the day, if you don't like them, you don't like them, they're your personal opinion. What these videos are trying to do is trying to give you an idea as to someone like me who is an absolute fanboy and adores the Matrix movies. And they're not the most fantastic thing to ever exist, but they are damn good. And they are a trilogy. And I just hope that these videos persuade some of you and maybe give you a different idea on the Matrix. Or maybe not. Maybe you watch these and go, nah, I know what you're talking about. Fair enough. We are all humans who have our own personal beliefs, unless we are controlled by the machines. We'll never know unless we are free. Anyway, I'm rambling now. These videos are really, they are kind of inspired by Cinewins. If you haven't already heard of Cinewins, type it in on YouTube. Cinewins has some really good videos. And I think he was kind of inspired by the Cinema Sins, which is kind of cool. But yeah, this is why I'm doing these, is I like the idea of people talking positively about movies and not just be reviews where you're either super hyper about it or you super hate this film. There's never kind of like, well, why don't we just think about it and think about what makes them good in themselves and get positive feedback and positive fun videos. As I say, I am rambling at this point. Anyway guys, I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have, please hit that like button. If you didn't like this video, please hit that like button. Leave a comment. If you guys have any films that you personally like, that you might want me to try and defend for you, type the name of the movie in the comments and also your specific reasons as to why you like the films, and I will give them a look and maybe I'll do them for you. Or maybe it's a film I don't like myself, but I might give them a go anyway. And if you would guys, please do subscribe. It really does help these videos. And until next video guys, I'll catch you all later. Bye!